All right, everyone. How are y'all doing? It is Thanksgiving week, and I am like focused on pie right now. Like that is, I've been hunting all week, and all that's going through my head is pie. Um, and then all the freaking posts about Thanksgiving and food and stuff. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this guest. She's like a badass for real. And I'll bring her out here and tell her this. But like somebody was talking to somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, I want her on my side in the zombie apocalypse." So I'm going to bring Kirsten out. Oh, hey, Kirsten.
What is cracking? So good to see you guys. What's up? I'm super fired up to be here with y'all.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So I was talking to Nathan Winsenreed, DNV, the other day, and he was like, "Hey, Kirsten's going to be a pretty cool guest." I said, "Yeah, I know it." He said, "I want her on my side in the zombie apocalypse." I said, "Yes, definitely." Have you? So this is what he said. Have you ever watched The Walking Dead?
I watched a portion of it with my cousin like a while back, but not a lot. So I'm not familiar with all of the characters.
Okay, so
Hey guys.
one of them is Daryl, and Daryl is like bad for real. Let's try this.
Mm.
I forgot I have Restream, and I can put the comments on the side now. Like Daryl's the one that just goes through kicking ass and taking names. He kills all the zombies. He has a crossbow and not a regular bow, but yeah, he said you were the female Daryl, which is a
Oh,
compliment.
you know what?
Yeah.
That is something really cool. I mean, who knew? I guess how do you say? I guess so. I mean, you never know. So a lot of my friends do know just from our interactions in Discord. I'm not one to be reckoned with. So
Don't mess with Kirsten. Hey, we have Maria here. We
hi,
have who is that? I think that's Amanda. That is Amanda.
Jackie. I think I saw
Yeah,
Jackie.
Ashley's
I think
here.
too.
Jackie's over on Twitch. Hey, Jackie. Yeah, she remembers Daryl. So we were talking backstage about the weather. Like it is cold here mostly. Um, Enrique's here. Hermana.
Enrique, ¿cómo está mi
Yeah,
hermano?
I need to get him on. Julie is here. And you said it's
Enrique
like,
is amazing.
yeah, he is. He trips me out, man, because he doesn't give a flying flip. he's just gonna, he's just gonna tell it how it is.
Yes, we snatch wigs together.
I love that. Uh, so Kirsten was saying it was like 70, what, 72 today, 75?
Yes, it was like it was like a good 75 degrees like earlier today. Like I was talking with you, Chris, like California does not really get the message when it comes to this whole fall thing. Like
Yeah,
even at night, it'll be maybe like 60 degrees, but it's not like super chilly, which is like the really interesting thing. Like it doesn't ever get like cold, like we're talking East Coast cold or even
yeah.
Midwest cold.
Or even like Nathan's in Colorado and he's had snow for like 2 months now already.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I can't even fathom that. A month ago it was 85 degrees here, so I'm not even.
I think it would be so dangerous if I were in cold weather because honestly, just the amount of like pie and like hot lattes and tea I would be consuming, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to ride a horse at this pace. So it's for a reason.
Jacob Schwer is in the house.
Oh, hi. What's cracking? My favorite ginger in the house.
So
Awesome to see you.
tell us about, and they say you're not supposed to say this on the live, you're supposed to do all your research beforehand, but tell us about Kirsten. Like we know you're the money Mulan. We know you are a financial advisor, planner. You help people get
Strategist.
rich, strategist. Ooh, I like that. That is a bomb ass title.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so I was looking, and so I've never seen the movie Mulan. So tell us how you got that. Like, how did you name yourself that? And I was actually looking up Mulan gifts to post this morning, and all of them were really dirty. And I was like, I can't post those. Like, I don't even know what, not
The
especially not
Disney
ever.
one?
Yeah, especially not ever having seen. Like, I was looking for memes because I was on mobile, and I can't. Mobile just sucks with gifts. But all of them were like terrible, like transgender stuff, and I was like, I don't even know what this movie's about, so I can't really put this crap up here and have everybody pissed off at Chris. So tell us
That's
how you
so
got Money
funny.
Mulan. Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially like there's two reasons in terms of like how that even name came to like surface. So the first way is because so this was like actually more recently. This was with I was one of my good friends and I was out at the archery range with her and she said, "You know what? You're kind of like Milan." She said, "I wouldn't say so much like Katniss, but more like Mulan." I was like, "Why? Like where'd you get that?" She's like, "You kind of like help people like you're defending their money against like instead of like the Huns, this would be like taxes, this would be against like money management fees, like all these sorts of things, inflation, whatever, and then you're fighting against these things and but you're doing it in a way that's very like unconventional. And you shoot too, so I mean, I think it kind of fits you. So I was like, okay, okay. But then later on, like the thought kind of like was in my head and I was thinking a little bit in terms of like my story because I never really thought about branding. I'd seen a few videos recently, but I never really thought too much about that or put too much like thought into it. And then I was really thinking, I was like, you know what? I really am Mulan because I was just thinking in terms of like my own family history, just like the experiences that I had. And so I thought in the parallel of Mulan. So Mulan went to fight instead of her father in the war we know against the Huns. And in my case, like although there were no Huns, when my father was diagnosed actually with cancer when I was younger, I actually stepped up and kind of took his place in his real estate brokerage business, which is what the reason why I was in real estate before.
Hmm.
So the Huns would have been like cancer in this case. So that was the first
Okay.
way. And then the second thing, I don't really talk about this a lot, but I would say I was kind of Mulan for both my parents because I started working when I was 15 to immigrate them. So I pretty much stepped up to start grinding at an early age in order
Okay.
to be kind of like the Mulan for my family. So that's kind of how that came up.
So where are your parents from? Where are you from? Do
So
you talk about it? Is this like off the record kind of stuff?
no,
You said to immigrate.
no.
You don't have an accent at all.
You're right. I do not. So on my dad's side, so my dad is half Spaniard Canadian. And then, so my dad, he, even though he was born in Spain, he lived in Canada majority of his life. And then
Hmm.
on my mom's side, so she is half Mexican, half Italian. So
Okay,
I'm a hybrid.
that's what's up. Typical American.
I'm, I'm I am a hybrid. That's the reason why I know a few different languages. Like you go to my LinkedIn profile and I know Spanish, I know some Italian, I know some Basque because I learned from my aunts growing up. So just like long distance phone calls and things like this. So I was kind of forced into this whole multilingual thing. I wasn't really allowed to the whole like, just learn English at school. Like, no, 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 no. That's a cherry on top, honey bunch. Like that's the sprinkles.
Yeah. So I was looking at your post today, and I actually saw it when I was in the woods, so I couldn't listen to what you were saying. But then I watched it again just now.
Uh-huh.
You work for yourself, is that right?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
have my own business. Absolutely. Yes.
Are you a one woman show, or do you have a team of people that work with you, or?
So I do have two virtual assistants. I wouldn't really say that they help me like on the back end of my business in terms of
Hmm.
like a lot of like the paperwork and other things. But it's essentially just me. It's
Okay.
It's it's pretty much just me right now.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Um,
You have a bomb ass office building though.
oh, thank you. Yeah, how do you say? So I started um like renting out that one like before COVID, and then after like the pandemic started, I I took a little bit of a pause in terms of like I wasn't going
You hired
there as
Jacob to be
often.
your VA?
Oh no, no, I have not hired
Yeah.
Jacob. No, he is not my VA. He,
Oh Lord.
I would say I'm like his, I would say I'm like his snacks cheerleader though.
Okay.
But we are ride or die pretty much at this point. A
That's what
few of
I'm
you in my
talking
comments
about.
are ride or die. Like Jennifer's my ride or die. I would say like I can talk to her about anything, you know, and
Yeah.
she's like a badass.
You talking about Jennifer Brick?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I
oh my
just saw
God, I
her
love
name.
me some, yeah, I love me some Jennifer
I
Brick,
love
man.
her. Love me some Jenny. Like
Yeah.
she's the ball.
It's so funny. We give her a hard time, like, because she is straight up killing it on. She's gonna kick my ass for saying this, but she's straight up killing it like everywhere. On YouTube, on LinkedIn, and so you go to say something about it, and she's real quick to say, "Don't make it effing weird, Chris," because I say something about her being famous or something like that.
I will be honest. There's something like really interesting. I find the people that are like most successful like her, like people that actually got their shiz together in like different places, they're
Hmm.
actually like the most grounded in
Oh
like
my, I know it.
down to earth. Like they're
Yes,
real AF. Like they are
real.
real. Like they are
Yeah.
raw. And I'm just like, this is like something very interesting because and that just goes back to prove that they don't got anything to prove. I mean, what they got going, it just speaks for themselves. So
Yeah,
kudos
exactly.
to amazing souls like her.
Like it doesn't really anymore, but like whenever I first got on here and I was like, oh my God, Jennifer's like a freaking LinkedIn rock. She's gonna kick my ass. I know. Look at her. She's blushing over here now. Um, oh no, no, no. I don't want to block. I don't want to block. Oh shit. Did I block her? Jen, did I block you from the chat? I'm learning Restream, y'all. How do I undo that? Does anybody know how to unblock someone from the chat in Restream? I just messed it up. Oh my God.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. I don't know anything about Restream. Like I
I don't
literally
either.
just
I
know how
am
to click.
brand
I
new.
can barely click the link and enter. Like even when you sent it to me, I was
Oh,
like, did I put in the
Jen,
email?
I am so sorry. How do I undo it? I can see you on the LinkedIn side, but not on the Restream side. Oh,
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I'm such a tech noob. I'm so sorry.
Oh, crap. Boy, that pisses me off. I'm so sorry, Jenny. Um, I don't even remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, Nick Ronan Lozano. Help me out, brother. Thanks, Enrique. I was
You're
trying to
welcome.
highlight it. See, I stopped clicking stuff. Welcome to live shows, y'all, where everything can go wrong. It can go wrong, will. So anyway, what I was going to say is like she's just down to earth, just to hop on a Zoom sometime and just hang out. Like it's no big deal. Like she cares about her. She doesn't think any more of herself. Um, and that's like you said, that's the case with a lot of people that are just straight up killing it. Like they're just real people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100% with you on that. I think that, how do you say? Because there is, and like, I think the thing with like transparency too is that like transparency is like when they share that side of themselves with you, you just connect so well. Like
Yeah.
you just like it's literally I would say almost like a bridge or that
Hmm.
glue that which, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, we're actually like kindred spirits here. Like
I know, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. Jacob said she got blocked before he did. Who would have thought it? Um, Man, my train of thought went all the way out the window when I did that. Like I had it in my head where we were going, and it's gone now. So tell us about TikTok. You were straight up crushing it over there. Speaking of people who are
Okay.
crushing it, hey
Thank
Nick,
you.
Nick, hang on, Nick, brother. I accidentally blocked someone from the chat in Restream trying to highlight their comment. How do I unblock them? All right, I'll give you a minute to answer. Go ahead and talk about TikTok.
Yes. So here's the thing with TikTok. Like, interestingly enough, I would say TikTok is a very underrated, like hyper growth platform in terms of, especially for that initial width, that a lot of business owners they look for on the like at the beginning. Like it's really interesting, but myself, like I didn't really take TikTok seriously before actually started using it in spring of this year. So I actually
Mm-hmm.
got started around like I would say like April, May, like more of like May actually. April was just kind of like dipping my toes in barely. And at the beginning, I was literally just using it to share that content on LinkedIn because I
Mm-hmm.
found it really easy to edit. I had recently just gotten surgery, which is why I wear the headband all the time. And I had gotten surgery for my alopecia, so
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't keep up the fancy like other edited videos before. I was doing some really nice ones before. Like if you stalk me like way, way back, you'll see what I'm talking about. They were like these videos literally took me like 4 hours to make between um like the lighting, building this, getting the green screens together, just trying to learn how to like edit and everything. So at the beginning, that's why I started to use TikTok. And the interesting thing that I found with TikTok after I accidentally had a video go viral, I didn't understand at the time why it went viral until like later on, is the power of compressed momentum. Like obviously, I would just say that momentum number one, the lack of it makes you look worse than you actually are. And when you have it, it makes you look better than you actually are. That's the thing with momentum. First up. And then the other thing I really like about TikTok is that it is actually a great platform for self-expression in terms of like there is just so much that you can share in terms of even as a business owner or as an entrepreneur, there are so many dimensions and ways that you can share your personality on there. You can
Mm-hmm.
share like for example like I did recently like through a vlog, like a day in your life. You can share stories of yourself, of your client. You can even share a rant there. Like there's so many different styles of creativity and expression. And that's the great thing I love about it. I would say like also just the time investment is very different because your performance on there doesn't depend on engaging with others' content. Like
Mm-hmm.
here, we know
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is a very heavily
Mm-hmm.
weighted platform towards you have to spend like hours commenting. And particularly, I don't have no 6 Ariel Lees behind me or 5 Kogos. So I was like, I have to diversify. I don't have that much time. My time is very limited. So that's the one thing that I like. It's literally you just create, post, and then boom. You don't have to really worry about the engagement part. And
Right.
that is not to say that there's no community building aspect. There is, but it's built more through like collaborative live streaming with other creators in your space or affinity business owners, your own live streaming, your own story, your own behind the scenes. There's so many other ways that people can connect with you. They may even connect with you on your Instagram too. So that's one of the greatest things that I've seen. It's like a very complete platform for expression and business growth as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it started out off, it was just a bunch of girls up there dancing or doing crazy stuff. But just it's grown. You see, everybody's on TikTok now, using it to grow their business. And I think, like you said, it's kind of refreshing in a way to do it off of LinkedIn because you don't always have time to sit there and engage with people's stuff. I'm terrible at it. Um, And so you can just kind of throw it out there and let it be seen and not have to worry about, like you said, making sure you're on top of engaging and doing this to make sure it gets pushed in the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. And the algorithm's set up a whole lot different than it is on LinkedIn, isn't it?
The algorithm, here's one of the reasons about why I love TikTok. So every new post, and I don't just say this because like I coach people with it, but like this is like just a very black and white statement. Every post you post there has the opportunity to reach an entirely new different audience. Whereas on Instagram, every post on Instagram and LinkedIn, every post you share is likely going out to people you are already connected with, they already know you, like you, or are familiar with you.
Mm-hmm.
Versus there, every post has the opportunity to hit an entirely new audience, which is very magical because the growth you can reach in a very short period of time is insane.
And it also, somebody was saying the other day, it might have been Britt Crawford, that your posts don't die after a day. Like they keep getting pushed and keep getting seen and keep getting seen.
Oh yeah, I have
so
posts
a post
that
you did a month or two ago is possibly still being pushed into the feed.
Yep. Not all posts do that. The post does have to perform well. It can't be like if it's like a low performing post, it will not get pushed anywhere. It's just gonna sit there. But if it is a high performing post, oh definitely. I mean, I still have calls being set up with people that they saw post from September.
Oh wow.
So that's the beauty of it. Like your content can live for a little over 3 months, a little over 90 days.
Wow. What's Enrique saying?
Oh, he's saying I'm incredible. Show them like who's boss. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
He's so sweet. He's so kind.
Oh man. And you're offering TikTok coaching now, right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I recently launched it for LinkedIn in October. I was doing a little bit before off LinkedIn lands until I had a few of my friends that are business owners are like, no, we need this. I was like, are you sure? Like the imposter syndrome was still creeping up on me. Like I was like, are you sure? They're like, we want the sauce. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
All right, Gabe has a question. How many bullseyes have you gotten?
That is hard. I wouldn't say like, I don't really keep track that often. I would say maybe in a week, like maybe like 5, because it also depends the frequency that I go out, that I go out shooting. If I only shoot like once that week, then maybe like 5. If I'm shooting for like an hour, or so, like an hour and a half. If I'm shooting more, then more times. Oh, hi Mushka, good to see you.
Yeah, Mushka's here,
Good to see you,
Lincoln's
Shuri.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you like snacks? Aldo wants to know if you like snacks. You're the snack cheerleader, but do you like snacks?
Yes, I do. That's
Aldo,
why I
you need
sent
to.
Jacob snacks the other day. I sent him
Yeah.
like a mother load. Like I sent him like a variety because, well, one of them was like my favorite, but I do like snacks. I am a lot of people don't know this, but I am like a big foodie. Like I love to cook at home and I like to cook different styles of food. So
Okay. Yeah, go look at her post today, dude. And about halfway through, there are some I am a meat eater 100%, but that vegan taco, I wanted to smash that boy. Like that thing looked good.
they were really good. The way the mushrooms are made, and then also the way that how do you say? Oh my gosh, the way that the chicken, like the plant-based chicken, was just like marinated in the other It was amazing. I feel like sauces also have a huge thing to do with like the flavor of just anything. Because you
Mhm.
can have like have any type of protein like regardless, but I think like the sauce, the spices, the seasonings, they have a huge thing
Mhm.
to do with how it tastes. Like that's just my personal belief. I don't know. I may be right. I may be wrong. I don't know.
So I got too many quick comments. Gabe has a thought or has a question. What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency? But before we hit that, Aldo wants to know how come he can't get on the other end of a care package of snacks. Jacob's her boo, man. Like you don't know that? Like they're ride or die. You gotta have,
We're like this. I think it's
yeah,
time for someone to send me snacks.
that's what
I'm
I'm
like
talking
losing weight over here.
about.
I'm losing weight over here. So
All right, so Gabe had a real question. What are your thoughts on crypto as an investment?
my thoughts on crypto. My thoughts on crypto is that this should be like the top of your ice cream cone. Like if we're going to talk about in terms of like ice cream, this should be like very, very top. And it should be an amount that you're comfortable losing. You should do that after you have everything else in place. I do have some myself. I do think Bitcoin is good. I like Ethereum. I'm not going to talk about the crazy kitty coins and the other things. Um, but definitely there is more statistics and data in terms of its growth compared to an NFT. I do warn some of my friends and clients, do not ask me to like that 16-year-old make you a millionaire in 3 days from NFTs. That's not my specialty. Um, but I will say it is a good thing you want to include amongst your other things that you have. But definitely make sure you have all your other ducks in a row. And what I mean by this is I see so many people, they're trying to do all these crazy things and they have extra money. I'm just like, if you don't have no disability insurance, if you don't have no long-term care, if you don't have a living trust, like get all your shiz in place first.
Hmm.
Like get all your shiz in place that you can't afford to lose. Like make sure you actually have your retirement stuff, um, your life insurance, like all these different things in place before you go off doing this like risky stuff. Um, Bye, Jacob. Good to see you.
Oh, he's leaving. Glad you showed up, man. He
It's
is no
okay.
he is notorious. Like it wasn't so bad tonight, but normally he'll jump in the comments and just straight up spam me with all kinds of Jacobisms while I'm trying to talk, and I can't focus because I'm laughing my ass off over here. Is a deconstructed fajita taco the same as a vegan taco?
Ooh, I would say it's a longer form because like if fajitas, like I'm not gonna illustrate it, looks weird, but it's just longer. You get what I mean? It could be like a double taco. It's not that long. Um, that's what she said. Okay. Um,
I was waiting on that. And Jacob wasn't even here to see it. Oh my God. Jacob wasn't here for the, that's what she said. Oh,
it's okay.
love
It's
it.
all right, Sherry. I love you. Love you too,
Yeah.
Sherry. Bake them some brownies or make them bake you brownies.
Yeah, man. Do it. Get her in her DMs, Gabe. Do you know Gabe?
Yes.
Okay.
I have. Yes. I've seen him on the lives with Jamal,
Mm-hmm.
and a few of the other Beast Node gents as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So somebody was saying they booked with you. Who was it? It was Andrew Bennett. Andrew, did he book with you for TikTok? Is that what he was talking about?
Yes, for TikTok.
Cool.
Not for finance. He would probably need to be in a different spot for that.
Yeah.
But TikTok, yeah, but for TikTok, yes. We have like we need to actually plan your TikTok domination, Andrew, though. Like, I mean, we need to actually sit together because he booked, but we haven't sat down yet. But I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Kenny is back, man. Kenny, I hadn't seen you in forever.
What is cracking? Good to
I know.
see
Savor
you.
the flavor, baby.
Appreciate you popping by.
Yeah. So I asked you this backstage, but I'm gonna ask you again live because somebody
Mm-hmm.
asked me, "Do you shoot while you're riding?"
No, you will not see me prancing through the streets on a horse, riding, shooting some arrows from my bow. No, that was that was only in two cases. So the first case I was in with my friend's brother's horse. So her brother manages to he has like a sort of like a small like ranch in this place kind of like middle of nowhere in Northern California. That was like the first
Mhm.
place I shot, and then the second place was in eastern like northeastern Mongolia a few years ago when I was in China. And that was the other times because I was like, okay, I'd already asked for my visa to get an extension. So I was like, well, I was like, worst case scenario, I was like, I hope I don't shoot a local here. It was pretty much in the middle of nowhere though. So, but everyone was really nice. I mean, um, Chinese is my fourth language anyway. So if like I misunderstood anything or I mispronounced something, like they would have understood anyways. It's just like, oh, like anyways, whatever. It's okay.
So you posted a video of you, I guess it was in when you were in China,
Yeah, that's
where you were
correct.
like dressed up and looked like a straight up, just like you were ready to kick some ass and take names. So how like did you like obviously you did, you dressed up for that. Did you dress up just for that video?
Um, so my friend is a videographer. She like professionally like shoots like some dramas and some films, like some short films. And so what happened was it was like it was going to be a photo shoot, just it was literally just going to be a photo shoot, but then she had the idea, why don't we get you some like little mini clips or things like that. And I was a little bit intimidated. Like I was used, I mean, I had done a little bit of horseback riding before, kind of just like more like as a tourist, but
Yeah.
never actually
Yeah.
like shot like from that height. So I was a little bit intimidated. Number one, I was wearing 5-inch heels. That's why I looked a little bit taller. I'm not tall, just to be honest. Like I'm not tall. I was wearing 5-inch heels. Plus, I was wearing like prosthetics. Like I was wearing prosthetics in terms of like my jaw. So it helped me look a little bit more like masculine. Plus, if I fell, I wouldn't break my teeth. So that was the thought process. It was a little bit stressful because I was really hot in terms of like if you're wearing like a wig plus like the wig cap, that's my hair is not that long. You can like see it. Like this is it, y'all. This is literally it. Uh, my hair is not that long. It was a wig plus heavy makeup, and I was kind of thinking like, can I like pull this off? She was like, I'm not going to take a video of you actually hitting any target because she's like, you're not trained on this, and like you're not actually trained in terms of like the whole like on horseback, but I'll just take a video without you like seeing where the arrow hits. So I'm like, fine. Fortunately, it just hit like some foliage and like in terms of like some really tall like brush and trees, and nothing, there was like nothing to that was like no leaves were harmed in the making of this. I even put that disclaimer in the video, so I was like, don't take this down like but that's pretty much the story. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what happened.
Well, have you ever shot a live horse with an arrow?
If I've shot a horse,
Have you ever shot a
oh
live horse?
no,
No. Okay. Okay.
no, no, I'm plant-based too. Like even my bag is vegan leather. Like I would rather like take a bullet than hurt a horse. Like no, no,
Okay.
I haven't. No, I haven't done that. Like the horses have to be trained up to a
Yeah.
certain point. If not, they're very nervous and skittish. So
Hmm.
you have to be very relaxed. It's kind of hard to be relaxed by wearing 5-inch heels and a shit ton of makeup, but we
Right.
pulled it off somehow.
Valerie wants to know what 4 languages you know.
Cool.
Valerie
Oh,
Brunner.
okay. Okay, awesome. So the 4 languages are Spanish, Basque, Italian, and then Mandarin. I don't really count English, but those are it.
So you know 5 languages, not counting English, because that's a given.
Right. Spanish, Basque, Italian, Mandarin. Right. Including
Okay,
English, that's 5. Mm-hmm.
5.
Yep.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. I know English.
Jeff. Oh, hey, Jeff. Awesome to see you.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So the comment you're saying like less fierce, am I less fierce, much less with the like I am fierce, or I'm more fierce or less fierce with the bow and arrow?
I think he
I'm trying to
means
understand.
I think he means you're fierce, but even more so with a bow and arrow.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah, he knows. Like
Yeah.
I literally I snatch wigs for a living. So I do it
so,
gentle with my friends though.
so what do you mean you snatch wigs for a living?
So what I mean snatch wigs is like I would say like you're not afraid to be controversial, tell people's truth, tell people their truths, and at the
Mhm.
same time to almost be a little bit notoriously dangerous in terms of like when pointing out something, like you're aware of something that could like blow up really, really big, but at the same point, you don't really care because at the end of the day, like your relationship with that person is just so much stronger than whatever you say. You're just like, whatever.
Mhm. Then that's
Oh, in general, I am first. Yes,
in
that is
general,
true.
yeah. In general, yeah.
Just like you are, Jeff. Jeff looks really, how do you say? He may look calm, but oh my gosh, like that man has like he has some tenacity. Like, do not underestimate him. Like
Did you see his post yesterday?
I thought it was great. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if I could pull that off. Like, I mean, to be
No,
honest, like if I prop a selfie up, I might have to Photoshop him in to get that response.
I know. Like he had the deep V neck robe going on and the piercing stare at the camera, and like he was straight up influencer status on that one with some random ass quote stuck up there.
I know he didn't even need no filters. I was like,
I know.
that's how you troll LinkedIn very efficiently. So,
Yeah.
um,
He's definitely got the most swag out of most of the guys I hang out with on LinkedIn.
he has swag organically. He does
Yeah, it's
not
just
need. There's just a lot of people on here, especially in this comment section. They naturally have like what you would say in Spanish, like yo no sé qué sé yo, but just have like very like there's just like something that
yeah.
makes that person like their personality like
Mm-hmm.
very unique to them, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
No, it
That made sense
does.
to me, but
What is it? And I maybe not be using this right, but only because I've only ever heard this said in the movies, like a certain je ne sais quoi.
yes, je ne sais quoi. That's correct. That is very correct. Like it,
Okay.
how do you say? I would say a lot of people they have like a few of these like personality traits that they just really pop, and they're known for that. So, I mean, I would just say whatever it is, everybody has a different virtue.
Yeah.
Like, don't let that shit dissolve anywhere. Like, don't let that go anywhere. Like, that is your unique sparkle. Just saying.
That is your sparkle. And I think that's one of the cool, like
Yes.
that's one of the things I've liked most about LinkedIn is like seeing everybody's different personalities and seeing like, we always we say you're a badass, but really there's a lot of badasses. Like when you stop and read their stuff and see what they're doing and the things are not the accomplishments are, a basis for being a badass, but things that they're accomplishing and stuff like that, then there's a shit ton of badasses on LinkedIn. Everybody's got a sparkle. Oh, Sherry.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I should have pulled that. I mean, I won't stop you, girl. I mean, you do you, whether that's brownies, whether that's your dogs. You do you, girl. I won't stop you. So,
Oh man. So, what do you have planned for the holidays? Anything?
Honestly, I would just say it's more of like decompressing and just like chilling. So, like I did. Is that a Dyson?
The cleaning ladies are outside my office vacuuming right now. They're trying to get it done before they usually come on Tuesday and Wednesday, but everybody's getting off at noon tomorrow, so they're trying to get everything done so they don't have to come back this week.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think if like I didn't know if you were like at your home or something. I'm like, your wife is getting really intense with that Dyson. I'm like, she sure seems to love it. So,
No, no, no. I'm actually not married, so I am not at home. I'm at work. My internet at home is
oh, got
terrible.
you,
It's terrible, so I
got
have to
you,
come up here to do this. The Reverend is in the
got you,
house. Jamal
got you.
Marshall.
Jamal, what is cracking, Jamal? So awesome to see you.
I know.
Okay.
They only tagged
Anyways,
you
about
30 minutes ago, bro, but that's okay. Better late than never.
ooh. We have a money question, I believe, from the one and only Jeff.
Hmm. What's the biggest mistake the average person does or doesn't do with their money?
Are you so in terms? Sorry, I was just getting distracted a little bit. In terms of like, I prefer tacos. I want tacos now. I haven't had tacos today. I want tacos now. Anyways, great question. In terms of what is the biggest mistake someone makes or doesn't make with their money? I would say there's a few big mistakes. One of the ones I would say is just solely focusing on rate of return of your investment, like your ROI of that investment, and not thinking about factors that you can control easier in terms of, like, for example, with tax. Like, this is something people don't talk about enough. Like, people do not talk enough about how can I minimize how much tax or money I leave on the table to Uncle Sam based on where I invest. That's one thing.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, you can legally lower your tax like all the way down to zero. Like, you can control how much tax you pay when you invest your money, but you can't control your rate of return. You can't control the market. So my point is, you need to control what you can control. That's the thing. The other thing I would say is lack of diversification. Um, a lot of times people, we forget there's three buckets we should have for our money. We should have like short term, midterm, and long term. A lot of time people, they either have it too much in one or the other, and or areas that are just not flexible enough, or even in terms of risk, either too much high risk, no medium risk, and then like nothing low risk, or all low risk and then nothing in medium or high risk. So I would say lack of diversification. Those are two things. I could rant like 45 minutes here, but you know, we got we all got pie to get to, so
Yes, we
it's okay.
do. All right, Jamal. I'll let
I know
she
we'll
was.
chat about that later.
Yeah. My all right. You're excused, Jamal. My bad, bro. Sherry's. Are you actually leaving this time? You need to go make pies. I'm headed to Boston. What's your
Oh,
favorite kind of
thank you,
pie?
Sherry. Mine, oh my gosh, I would say like number one is probably apple pie. I love me a good apple pie. That's probably my number one. And then like number two, I would say is like it's hard between like cherry and pumpkin, between those two. Ugh, it's hard. I like peach pie too.
I love
I don't
peach
know.
pie.
I love like four different types of pies. Like, don't tempt me. Like, I'm just like gaining 5 pounds by listening to you. So
Yeah. So my go-to anything is always chocolate. So chocolate is going to have to be at the top of the list. But after that, like I can't even decide. Like I like sweet potato pie, I like pumpkin pie, I like peach pie. Um, I'm a cherry and apple aren't in my top. I haven't met a pie I didn't like though. I like coconut pie, buttermilk pie. Jeff doesn't like apple pie.
what
Why
type
don't you
of
like
pie
apple?
do you have more often?
What type of pie do I have more often?
Yeah, like which one do you is like your most like your pop like you're the one that you have more often. You're
Chocolate.
like, this is my popular one.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Interestingly enough, I feel like I have more chocolate cake
Mm-hmm.
than pie for some reason. I feel like chocolate cake is more common, at least in like this neck of the woods, or
Mm-hmm.
chocolate cheesecake too. Chocolate
Mm.
cheesecake as well. I
Yes.
oh my gosh, like cheesecake is just so
Kenny just said, and I agree with you, Valerie. Valerie said pie is greater than cake. That is absolutely right. Kenny just said he baked a sweet potato cheesecake. What?
oh my gosh. How do you even do that? How do you
I
bake a
know.
cheesecake? How I thought I was frozen. Isn't that like ridiculous?
No, you gotta you gotta bake it. I mean, the like a real one, like
The
you can go buy the
crust.
Jello instant, and you bake the whole thing on a made from
Oh,
scratch
so
one.
okay, I just confused cheesecake and pie. That's why. Whoops, brain fart. Blonde moment right there.
Jamal
Blonde
likes
moment.
potato peach cobbler, chocolate cream pie. Yeah, peach. I like
Peach
black.
cobbler. Oh my God, Jamal, do not talk to me like.
I
Do
like
not
uh,
talk to me like.
I like
That
blackberry
just
cobbler
sounds.
too. So we're in the middle of talking about pie, and Enrique jumps in with a finance question here. Please explain the difference between a will and testament for everyone. Pros and cons.
So first of all, I can't number one go too deep in that because I'm not an estate planning attorney. Number one, just disclaimer. But but a will usually only has like guidance that regards like real estate. So in terms of like real property. Um, a testament usually has instructions for things like in terms of like more personal property like jewelry, like we're talking vehicles, money, things like that. That's an excellent topic though for like a slide deck or a video. I would like to go more in depth in that because honestly anything I'll go over now is not going to be very structured. But overall, besides those two tools, I would just say anything that's better or more inclusive, I would say is a living trust. And like I would say, regardless of how much money or property you have, you need a freaking living trust because it tells people when they can have access to it, what they can have access to, and it is just so much more complete. Yes, absolutely. I will make a video or a slide deck about that. Like a living trust is just make sure that your stuff, like all of your assets, doesn't go through probate. While a will doesn't necessarily protect your property from probate. Like you need a living trust as a beneficiary because if of your investments or stuff like that. So that's for the finance spiel. Um,
Do you work with trading stocks once a client finds some to buy?
No, so I'm not a stock trader. The guidance that I give more because I don't work on in terms of like if we're talking like commission or like fees like that. I work on a flat fee basis. I removed myself from that equation years ago. I'm that's not my arena in terms of like stock trading. I guide people more of things that are not as such high risk, but things that are more like proven to work in the long term. So my guidance and mentorship for clients would be more in terms of like an index fund arena, like something that Warren Buffett recommends. And like if you want to know the different types of funds that you should invest in, like for example, within certain investments, like an IRA, then that is something that I do provide support with. I'm getting thirsty.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Life insurance is critical too. What? DJ's in the house. What's up, DJ?
Hello, good to see you. I'm just getting
So,
thirsty.
yeah, go back up and hit some of these other desserts real quick. Enrique likes pumpkin pie with Bailey's. Do you put Bailey's on your pumpkin pie or do you just drink it?
Me?
No, I'm Enrique. He said he likes pumpkin pie
Oh,
with Bailey's.
I can't. I'm trying to go through Miss. I feel like Enrique is the type of person he would have like Galua cheesecake, like you know that coffee liquor cheesecake, like.
Yeah. Julie, death by chocolate cheesecake
Oh, of
in
course,
the
my pleasure
in
Devon
the
cheesecake.
Instapot.
Yes, I think I see a yes, absolutely. I don't know. I'm thinking this may sound weird. Like I'm thinking I don't want to come out with like a poll, but I might ask like a question. I'm thinking of coming out with some like little mini guides or stuff like that for people that they just want some like quick questions, like guidance or stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like down the line. I'm thinking of coming out with things like that, like maybe like some digital resources because I know some of y'all are real busy. People don't have time to do like the whole shebang. So I'm thinking of like maybe unleashing that. I think I see a question here.
Yeah.
Favorite creators you follow on TikTok? Okay. Ooh, okay. Favorite creators. So let me point out a few. I'm opening up my TikTok here. So some of my favorite creators, I would say, there is a there's a guy. I totally forgot his name at the tip of my tongue. I think he's like Swedish, but he actually mocks LinkedIn. He's doing really well on TikTok. I think he's part of their team. He's hilarious. Like this guy, every time he posts on LinkedIn, his things go viral. Like he's literally like a expert comedian. I would need to look him up. He literally does almost like a video memes. They're so good. I forgot his name. It's like a Swedish name, but he's so good. I'm have to like maybe drop his profile in like the chat after I find it. But
Yeah.
he is hilarious. Like he shows like when you get a new job, and then there's like an echoing voice, and he's like on the computer. Like it is just the ultimate drama. It is like literally a high production performance. I like him. So he's really good. There is also there's also a guy, I think he's like Indian American. He's like a comedian. His name is 𝙆𝙝𝙧𝙨𝙩. He has an alter ego where it's just himself, where he is a girl like named Zara, and it is just hilarious. I watch his stuff for fun. Like he literally has like the best bromance with himself, and it's hilarious because he does the dancing really well, the whole like towel thing really well. It is just hilarious. So for comedy, those are the top two that they come to mind. There's so many talented creators out there. Like it's just really hard to just pick and narrow down a few. But those are like the top two that come to my mind.
Yeah. Erica Rankin. I don't know if you follow her on LinkedIn. She's also on TikTok, and she posts some of her videos. The
Yes.
Cookie Dough Girl. Um,
Mm-hmm. Brodo. Mm-hmm.
Brodo. Yeah, exactly. Follow. Yeah, follow Kirsten Granados on TikTok. Duh. Yeah, at Grow an Arrow. Right.
Thank you. Yes, that's correct.
At
I'm at
Grow an
Grown
Arrow.
Arrow. Yes. Bye, Enrique. Thank you so much. Appreciate you hopping.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed the whole pie conversation, DJ. That was that was pretty
We were
badass.
talking about pie, and then all of a sudden I'm like craving pie now, and I'm
I
just
know,
thinking
I
like,
am
where's the
too.
closest Whole Foods? I need to go assault for some pie. So
That's the difference between California and where I live in a little small town in East Texas is you're looking for Whole Foods, and the only thing we have is a Walmart. So I
oh
got to
my
go
gosh,
brave the Walmart if I want to get some pie. And now I
man.
really might have to go get a chocolate pie.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I would say that we're kind of it's really interesting here because I would say though that when you're like in a smaller town where things are more like tight knit, you have the beauty and like the advantage that it kind of forces you to do more DIY things yourself, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Like for example, in my case, I will be honest, you can get so comfortable just eating out all the time, but the problem with that is number one, I don't improve my own cooking skills. Number two, I depend on the joy like coming from externally, and I rather that confidence in my own like cuisine come from myself. So That's just my strange theory. So
Yeah. Jamal, thank you for stopping by, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you
thank you,
for not
Jamal. I
snatching my wig
appreciate
off, for
you.
calling you out. Yeah, I love me some Jamal.
Appreciate you.
He's another one that tells it how it is.
Yes, but he does it in a way that's full of a lot of grace, wisdom, and
Yeah,
very tactfully.
like
I'm
you want
still
to
learning
just
that.
you want to thank him after he gets done with you. You know, like
Right. Jamal is this type of individual, so you will always feel some way or another indebted to him. Like you always feel indebted to him in a good
yeah,
way,
yeah,
somehow.
exactly.
I don't know how, but
He has all
somehow.
the greats, and you're still just snatching the wigs. That's a hard thing to learn, though. It really is. Um, to do it with grace and to not just tell someone how it is. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
no,
Like I don't know how to put it, like snatching their wig off, but saying bless your heart while you're doing it. I don't know. Like, am I making sense?
it is a skill. No, it does make sense. It really does make sense. And like what you're sharing, like it literally is, it's almost an art form, I would dare to
Yes.
say. It is
Yes.
literally an art form because you can tell someone something in terms of like anybody can share a truth, anybody can tell someone something they need to hear, but to do it in a way that actually reaches their heart for
Mm-hmm.
transformation,
Mm-hmm.
that's that takes scale. Like
Yep.
that takes scale. So yeah,
Yes,
that's something
absolutely.
else.
Because really, that's where your heart, and I've struggled with it. I'm not like saying I've done that or I can do that. The goal should be for them to change, not for you to tell them off, right? Like that should be the end goal ultimately. But for me, it's so hard to find that balance. Yeah, I don't have that skill. I don't have that skill like Jamal does.
I honestly think I think it just boils down to the ability to the quality and the caliber of questions that you ask. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've had conversations with some of my friends, they're like my little brothers, and I'm just like, "Hey, you do realize this is what appears when you send an invoice or when you send this, like would you like, and I have to pause and I'm just like, oh, okay, don't say it this way. Like that's what's running in my head, what I just told you. And then I have
Right.
to think, and then like before I actually tell them that, I have to say, hey, did you know there's a way you can protect yourself better while running your business? Like, do you want to hear about that? Like, I have to like stop myself so I can reframe it in a way that's
Mm-hmm.
positive, evokes the benefit and the change, because otherwise it is so easy. Like, people want to know what's in it for them, but in a way that moves them to really get a hold of who they can be.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Well, we have come up on an hour. So, Kirsten, you're a badass. And I appreciate you so much for coming on. I enjoyed it. Like, it's the first time we've ever talked outside of the comment section. So, I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Thank you for having me. It's been
Yeah.
awesome blast kicking it with you. And thank you so much to everyone that showed up. It really means the world. And I appreciate each and every single one of you.
Yeah. Follow her on TikTok at Grow an Arrow for financial tips, archery stuff. What other kind of stuff do you post?
Stories, vlogs. I'm starting to put vlogs, day in my life of.
Oh,
I
yeah,
drop nuggets.
yeah. Yeah, Valerie said great pie money chat. Yes, it was.
It
Yeah.
was super awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff,
I know we're
appreciate it. He
gonna
doesn't ever
chat
come by when it's
soon.
just me, so he must like you.
Jeff is awesome. Jeff
Yeah,
is
he is
awesome.
awesome.
He is my meme inspiration.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's been a few meme championships within a few Discord battles that he should have rightfully won. He didn't win for other reasons, but I mean, I pretty much, if I would have been a judge, I would have like given him the meme coronation. But he knows what I'm talking about.
All right, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Next week I have Linka. I think her last name is Love. She changed it to a heart, but I think it's Love. Link of Love is going to be on next week. And then I'm taking the month of December off, no streams. There is going to be, we are going to take over LinkedIn on the 17th for a Friendsmas. So it'll be broadcast on like 8 or 10 different profiles. We're all going to, you know, my whole little group of people is going to be there wearing ugly sweaters, and there's no telling what's going to happen, y'all. Like, I'm really kind of nervous about it because you get all these people sipping on a drink and wearing an ugly sweater, and there's really no telling what's going to happen. So might want to make sure your kids aren't around because it might get wild. So, yep. Kirsten, thank you again. And we